I'm living my wildest dreams right now.
Previously on part 1 of the Andrea Everline interview.
Like my big dream? Okay, you're gonna have to sign an NDA for that. Everything I do is affording me to do something else. Like my big dream? Okay, you're gonna have to sign an NDA for that. But there's no way. But yeah, there's a lot that's coming from what I'm doing in my grind right now. I'm not afraid of failing neither. That's also living in my wildest dreams. I used to always be afraid of people looking at me, scared to fail. Man, I'll fail 100 times and be all right. And teach you that it's all right. And show you through my actions, not just my words. Hey, this is part of life. This is it for me, you know? But yeah, I'm living in my wildest dreams. But I to be honest, to be completely transparent with you, I remember one time I was talking to my mother and I got in trouble. You know how we all draw our mother a picture and say, I'm gonna buy you a house if you let me like go with my friend, right? And parents, they like, go back to your room, but it's the cutest little gesture to show, like, to me, looking back at that. And I remember that picture. And because my mother's not here, I look at my sisters and I just, even just certain siblings, like, I just want, that's my wildest dreams. Like, you don't understand. Like, I don't know why God created me this way, but like seeing others live their wildest dreams through me. Even when I'm in my gym and I'm seeing like a trainer, like one of my trainers, she never in a million years thought she would even train anybody. And she was just like, I really love this, you know? But to see everybody flourish because I am being obedient and I'm living in my truth and my mission, yeah, I'm living in it, Trip.
It seems
Stop
like
making me cry too.
Man,
emotional.
You gotta get it together. You came here all swollen. It's funny because you just put up on your Instagram, laid back with your little Fenty skin and shit.
Yeah.
How people mistake you for or get confused or just look and think that you want to be in this masculine energy. Shit, I feel like I should light an incense and pour up some wine because you are in the feminine energy right now. But it seems like it's so hard for you.
To tap into that part?
Is it because you didn't have, do you think, you had mentioned before about, I don't know how the conversation came about. You said something about you didn't know if you wanted to be with women. You skipped over that. You said something about, and then you was in a particular situation. Now we hear that you're a mom. So it can be confusing. It's going to be confusing when we got to edit this and chop this up. I'm going to look at different parts. I'm like, whoa, which is it for you? That's the first part.
As far as like what I choose?
Yeah, as far as
love.
What does that mean? And is that only because you haven't had it that you'll take it from anywhere?
Even take it? Nah.
Not take it, accept it.
Absolutely not. You gotta, my demeanor, my poise about me don't even give that trip. Like every person I've been with has holds some sort of value in every person. And beautiful humans. I'm talking about good hearts. I can't worry about what they do in they other whatever. Good hearts.
Right.
So I'm more attractive, and I've always shared this with you. I don't know where it comes from, but if your energy good to me, and we resonate, like, and we vibing, like in a space of like, I can be vulnerable with you. Now that's another thing with me. Like my vulnerability matters. So if I feel like I'm always like this with you, we can never. I can never. So I've been in relationships with women that have been so beautiful to me and such great mates, right? And have loved me when I didn't even know how to love myself, if I look back at it. I've been with beautiful men that have shown me another side of vulnerability and of what I love, and the masculinity part of me being submissive in a space. Like that alone has been everything to me, right? So when I look at my life and I look at me being with a man or a woman, I'm like, what is it, right? Like, because some people have asked me that too, like,
right.
So what are you? And I'm like, well, I don't know about the label part, but God forbid something happened with Brittany and I, right? My girlfriend that I have right now. But what I will tell you is that we are both self-aware and aware that life can happen. And if I do decide to even be with a man, so be it. He's gonna be the most right now with this woman that this healed. He gonna be with man full, real full at home, very full at home, because I understand that at the end of the day, like I do love my masculine energy when need be, right? But I love my feminine energy as well when need be.
When need be.
When need be.
I've never heard anybody say a when a need be, like a turn on and a turn off. Like
we were born with both, though. So that's the beautiful. Men and women were born. You know this. You're very intelligent.
Right.
We were born with masculine and feminine energy. The everybody don't deserve the vulnerability side of you. So even when a man, like I should tell my fiance actually, when him and I were together, and for us to be together, I asked him sometimes, I'm like, I have never questioned you cheating on me. He said, for what? I'm full. He was like, I feel like I'm with my friend. He said, I feel like sometimes we go hoop, I'm with my homie. But then when you come in here and you make sure that everything is taken care of, I'm with my wife. You know? Like, yeah, when need be. But there's a level of, I think even in a male relationship that I've been in, that my masculinity was used, but not to demasculate him. Never. I have really great men in my life.
Right.
Even my brothers.
Yeah.
Like for as masculine energy, like provider, showing you what a man looks like. So the level of respect that I have off the muscle for a man alone, they gonna get that off the rip. Now, if you show me that that's not who you are, that's different. Right? I'm not gonna disrespect you because I don't believe anybody should deserve to be disrespected just off the rip. But for as me even being with my fiance at that time when him and I were together, that was a level of vulnerability that he had with me that I feel like I'm grateful for, because I never saw that vulnerability with a man. Like I'm with alpha males in my life. They like, so when you always got men that are like on their alpha stuff, so with their wives, I'm sure they're very vulnerable. But I'm the sister. So I was raised by men. So I'm constantly seeing these alpha males and these men that you provide, you take care of your family, you protect them, you this. And this is what I've been raised by. So I'm grateful for that part, you know, because it gave me, like, that's why I survived so long. And, you know, for as that part. But with him, he just let me be me, man. And it was so freeing. It was so freeing. He just wasn't my husband.
And why is that?
I wasn't ready. He was ready.
Okay.
And he was an amazing human being. I was healing. God was having me revisit some trauma. My son and I were building our relationship. And there's not space. When God is really, really, really doing the work with you, unfortunately, there wasn't space for him at that time. And so I knew as much as I wanted, I was going to be selfish and I wasn't going to be long-term, probably what he needed, because he was going to have to endure some of my hardships with me. And that's great when you are ready for that, right? And I think that he was an amazing man, and I just didn't want to scar who he was, because he was good to me. We've always had he was one of my beautiful men that I've had an opportunity to explore with.
You talked about these alpha men in your life, and you know, this is about you. This isn't about them. But I will say, it's known to me. It's known to a few people that you have a famous brother and what he does. Mm-hmm. And you said they took care of you, they provided, and when you was doing this, and you didn't use the word challenge you or compete. Did you ever feel like you were in competition with men, and that's why, or your brothers, and that's why a lot of the masculinity comes out? Or is it your brother that made you become what you are now, as far as this big time trainer, this very focused person? And I'll let you answer that because there's a second part to that when we look at your Instagram and watch you training. But is any of it, did you come this way and become who you are because the competitive aspect with you and your brothers being alpha males? Did you want to do what they want to do, so you had to show them, man, I can do this shit too?
No, no, not at all. I've always been gifted been an athlete my whole life. My family took pride in coming to my games and cheering for me. But we all have a competitive spirit. But we all play sports. This is how we were raised. This is discipline. This is how we went to the track before we went to school. So this is not something that was new to us. This is something that we were built off of, like born to do this, you know? So I never thought in a million years, and I don't even think when you speak of my brother, Boss, I never thought, he even said before, he never thought in a million years he'll be doing what he's doing. I think that this is just the way life has been because it was instilled in us. But for his competitiveness, I think that there's a level of competitiveness between us all, but not necessarily between him and I. I think that he has his lane, I have my lane, for sure. But I don't, for as like family members and stuff, I think we all gonna be competitive, especially even in certain holidays. I mean, you should see we playing ball. It's crazy. It's not respectful between us. It's bad. We talk a lot of crap.
I'm so glad you said one of the things you said, because it was the second part of my my question. You said what you do now. Well, the second part of the question is we watch you and now as a trainer. Yeah. And an amazing trainer, like sometimes too amazing. Your class can be very intimidating. Like,
thanks for coming too, by the way.
I love it, and you got to be prepared for it. You got to be on time for it, because if not, it's that's a whole different story. I'll get into Instagram. I'll meet y'all in the goddamn comments and tell you about that. But I was telling somebody the other day, and I was like, man, I'm so excited. I'm going to get to put Coach on there, and they was like, Coach. I was like, yeah, Andrea Everline, she's going to be on the pod and all this and the other. And they was like, man, have you ever watched her Instagrams? And I was like, yeah, I watch her Instagram. And they was like, think that chick has body dysmorphia. And I said, why would you ever say that? And they was like, have you ever watched her work out? And I said, yeah, I have, but I don't think that's what it is. It's funny that you just said, as a kid, y'all went to the track before school. I watch you work out. And sometimes it looks to me like you're punishing yourself. Is any of that you hiding all of this now, or beating yourself up for all this out through the workout, but it comes across as a hard workout? Because body is right. We look at the body. We know you show it. You was just doing some little shit on it.
Covered up for the most part.
Covered up, and we talked about that, because except for in the sauna, we saw way too much. Check out our Instagram. You'll see what I'm talking about. The little skims, the little B. You know us lesbians love that little B.
Oh, but you're stupid.
Are you ever punishing yourself in the gym? Is that what you're doing? Because you just said this was a form, and it was more like, is it discipline for you? Is it love? What is it?
Whatever I show up that day is whatever I need. It's exhausting myself because I get the opportunity to do it. It's exhausting myself. I don't think that some days I am punishing myself. Some days I am loving on myself. Some days I am pissed off. Some days I am happy as hell. Like, that is what the gym is. That is a space of therapy. And so when what you see is, I just ain't taking that shit for granted. That's the difference. Like, that's a level of neglect that I've had with my body, right? And over years, over time. When you see, when I was even overweight, after I had my son fighting to try to get the weight off. And I think it definitely is not body dysmorphia, because I am very aware that I do have a nice body, right? I am aware of that. But I think that for the most part, I think we all have a goal that we're trying to reach. And some days I can be on my period and I'm like, oh my God, I need to lose 20 pounds, But what you see is me doing all those things. Some days I am punishing myself. Some days I am operating just out of space of excellence and being disciplined. Some days I'm operating out of space of love because I get to share it with other people. Some days I'm in a space of just gratitude because I'm like, I'm in my shit, Like, I can just, I can tell you that it's so many emotions attached to my workouts. But I found myself, and I tell people this all the time. When I say I found myself, I was running on a treadmill one day, and that's when I found out how to really meditate. And I was running, and I had someone standing directly in front of me, and I didn't see them. And in that space, it was crazy because I saw my life happening. Like, it was dope, right? And I was like, oh, I'm about to do this more often. Never liked running. Ever liked running. And anybody that's around you, even now, I got a knee injury right now, I still need to run. It's a form of therapy for me. I still got to do my cardio, even if I don't run as fast, if I'm injured or something, but I still need it because I'm just like, man, I need this. Like, and I think that it has to do with repetition as well as a little girl, right? And being taught what discipline looks like before you go to school and whatever. And then also being a good steward. I remember my coach Lechtenberger, which I just called him the other day for the first time in years, and just said, thank you for loving on me. You know, this little knucklehead me girl that didn't talk much, but I got to work, you know? And he was just like, you were good. Golly, you were so good. And you needed, like, I needed that. Like, it was that tough love. And so I think that's what you get to see. I think it's a lot of tough love going on, but it's a lot of love in there, you know? So it's all types of emotion strip. Like, because some days it ain't my day. Some days it ain't my day. But if I look over and I see you, like, matter of fact, Saturday, I was in my gym Saturday, and I just kept looking at the camera, and I was like, damn, it ain't my day. And I remember Brittany, she said, get your shit together. I know who I'm with. And that's that warrior. Because everybody know when I'm in there, that's my battlefield. They know I don't play with it. They know I ain't gonna play with it. I'm not bullshitting in no workouts. I'm not giving y'all 60 seconds. You've been in my gym. That's real work. That's real work. That's real sweat. That's real everything. This is not a, hey, you stand here and I stand here. No, I'm being followed in real work. Like, I think that is what I really, and not saying that no one else is doing that. I'm just saying that's how I like to be captured.
That's what you're doing.
That's how I like to be captured. My grandmother used to always say, you got to catch somebody with their pants down. Like, you know, you got to pull up, you know.
You got to, yep.
And I say, just pull up on me.
Full circle. It's weird how you just said that you find yourself, or you found how to meditate and do that on a treadmill, and it was weird because it was running. And I said earlier about you living your life by design.
Yeah.
And I think it's weird because you don't see it.
I do.
No, but
okay.
You've been finding yourself in every story that you've told us by running. Mm-hmm. After the mom, you took off. Mm-hmm. College, I'm pregnant, you took off. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, what was you doing? I don't know. I was finding myself. Mm-hmm. Get to New York, I don't know. I took off. Mm-hmm. Got to LA, I was finding myself, trying to figure it out. Family member called, oh shit, I'm gone. Mm-hmm. That might have been a reason. Could have also been an excuse. You ran, you took off.
Got it.
Said you got on the treadmill. Mm-hmm. And that's how you found, right? Don't you see that pattern?
I can see it from that perspective, yes. I think that from that perspective, absolutely, I can see the pattern. I think that, but to me, running allowed me to come home, honestly, with myself, because that was always my root.
Full circle.
Yeah, it was my roots. And so even now, I'm not running. I'm good, you know, but it's still my space. It's still what I need. And so I think that is what it was like, because I think what we forgot to miss and what we didn't touch on is that training and working out was always my happy place away from my trauma. So I can see the correlation between the running and the finding myself and et cetera. Like, I can totally see that correlation. I can totally see exactly that point of view, right? But what I do want to share is that training has always been my happy place. So when we talk about competitiveness and stuff like that, it has always been. Anybody know I was the kid that was dribbling the ball from sun up to sundown. Mm-hmm. Never needed anybody outside with me. From sun up to sundown, every neighbor knew They heard the ball. They never complained. They knew it was me outside, right? And I would do it in the heat of the summer, every summer from sun up to sundown. And my aunt telling me you can't come in the house wasn't a big deal to me. I iced my water the night before. I got a water hose, and as the ice melt, I put water in it.
Put more water in.
Yeah. So for me, I think that we've missed that part of the story too. Training has always been my happy place. Training has always been my place to where I found myself grounded. And so I think that's why even when you come into my space, why there's a circle there. There's a square there. Because I'm the center. I'm the center of it. And so whoever is there understands that they're the center of it, but everything else is moving around them. So now I've found it. I'm grounded. And so when I created that gym, I created it as a ground for people to heal. And when I wrote on those walls, it was for people to heal, because that's the part of the story that I want you to also make a part of the narrative as well, is that it wasn't because the meditation part came because I finally found where my happy place was at. And I remember telling my sister when I got out, I remember calling my sister Crystal, and I said, man, I think I want to run just cause. And she said, girl, you can do that. Right?
Do you, boo?
And I told her, and I called her, and I said, Crystal, I said, I have found so much joy back again. Like, because it was like I was back home. Like, for real. I was back home. And no matter where I lived around the world, I had to find that place. Like, I had to go find a gym. And I'm very dear. I don't know. 25 Fitness, really honestly don't even know. But like, that place alone was my place of release.
Shout out to 24 Hour Fitness. Like, it's funny because you shared a story with me and we saw it on there, but like, it allowed you to find comfort in some of the things now that you do. You're in the sauna for an outrageous amount of time.
Can I tell you the crazy part about the sauna? Why I can sit in there so long? Because I would sleep in there. And I didn't want nobody to know I didn't have a place to sleep.
In the sauna?
So I would go to the sauna and I would take naps. And sometimes I would forget that I was in the sauna. And so I would sleep at a certain time. And then in the morning time when people come in, I'll get up. But that was my place to where I had to stay safe. And so that's why I can sit in the sauna for so long. So that's why I say 25 Fitness was a very great part of my journey, because it was funny because I used to always say, man, one day I might buy one of these things. I might own one of these things. But now God gave me my own vision with R3Fuel. And maybe a R3Fuel will be 24 hours. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that it comes full circle, right?
Right.
Right. And so with that full circle, all these things have done its job and its duty. I mean, its role in playing in my life to make me this woman that I'm sitting in front of you now with the confidence that I have. I always had confidence, no matter if I had a gap in my mouth, whatever. But this woman is different. This woman knows who she is. I don't believe I know who I am. I know who I am. I don't have a belief system anymore. I have an I know system. I know who I am. And so that's why also I just stopped subscribing to I'm a believer. No, I'm a knower. I know who God is. I got the opportunity. That's why my faith, I try to keep it intact. I try to make sure it stays sharp. And so sometimes when I look at my life and I look at my journey and God's experiences and my experience that I had the opportunity to really have, because this is experience. It's beautiful. It's beautiful though. It's beautiful because I ain't done yet.
Right.
That's the cool part about it. And so if God brought me from there to here, when we talked about from there to here, I'm like, bro, what's next? Because I know I wasn't supposed to survive that.
What is next? What would done look like to you?
What would done look like to me? This is going to be great. This is going to be great for a documentary when I become who I'm about to be. I will be all around the world with R3Fuel gyms. But that is a vehicle. That will only be a vehicle. That is not my end all be all. There will be products made. I'm in the process now of creating. There will be supplements created. There will be real estate that my family can always eat off of. I have, and like I talked to you earlier, like done to me is making sure that I put my sisters in a great position. They're good though. They have their own careers. They're doing well for themselves. But I got a big vision. I got a huge vision. And if I can't give them what they need, neither, because you understand, I'm still mommy. I'm still sister mom. They doing well for themselves, extremely well. But I see it. I see my sister. She's an accountant. I see her. I see us working together. I just talked to my other sister the other day. She's in oil and gas, but she has a huge vision of real estate. She loves real estate. I mean, loves it. Loves it. She knows it from the front to back. And I told her, I said, she's like, I'm off of that. I said, you off that because it ain't grown yet. But watch what happens when it grow. I said, you just ain't been fed yet. It ain't been watered. That's it. So when we water it, trust me, it's a whole nother ball game. So I got a vision for helping them live their wildest dreams as well. And that is done to me. And I want to I see myself pulling so many women out of so many dark spaces, like millions of women. I see my face in New York Times, like on the billboards of skin and beauty. I see so much. What do I see? I see so much. I see so much. I see my name ringing bells. I see me opening doors for so many people. I don't care about the money. The money is that's a vehicle. That's a tool. That's a tool. But being able to sit and connect and be a part of stuff like this that's fit to grow and blow up, yeah, you're next. Yeah, that's it.
I love it because I just said, what does done look like to you? And you just told me what done looks like through you for everybody else. So I can't wait to watch the documentary so I can finally see what done looks like to you. Because you just explained what you're going to do for everybody, but I still didn't hear you in there. And that's great. It means there's still a lot to go. I know we didn't have you here. This has been like amazing. It's last two parts. What does refuel mean?
So the three is it's the Holy Trinity.
Okay.
And originally when I first started, it was the Holy Trinity. And it still kind of is. But we use that as a restart, rejuvenate, and reform space. So anything RE, we use it as
okay.
So, but Refuel was created while I was in Saudi Arabia.
Refuge.
Huh?
Refuge.
While I was in Saudi Arabia, of course, always looking for what was next for me. And I was in the opportunity. I remember calling my sister, and I was like, man, I got a vision, man. I was like, what you thinking about? And I sent her a couple of logos that I was working with a graphic designer. And she said, my sister created it. And I always got to give her credit. She said, what about Refuel? My sister Crystal. And I said, I love it. And the logo just came just off of my faith in God, right? But the R3. But she said Refuel. And I said, why Refuel? And she said, that's what you do for us. That's what you've done for everybody else in your life. And I know you do it for me. And she was like, you refuel us. Like, that's what you do. And so I knew I didn't want my name, like Andrea Everline, on anything that I've done, because I've always envisioned it to be way bigger than me. And I wanted people to be proud, be proud of whatever they repping. And sometimes it's hard for people to rep Andrea Everline, right? Like, cause but they will get behind a brand that they can stand behind. And so that's where Refuel really originally came from. I just stuck with it because my sister told me that it was great. Cause at first I had something else fuel. I had something, I had three. I used the three and then I used the fuel because I wanted it to be God-based. Like I wanted God to be involved. And she saw that 3, and I think she switched it to an E. And I don't know, but we was on the phone. It was late at night, and she said Refuel, and I was like, oh, I love it. I'm gonna create a logo. And she was like, yeah, that's it right there. And I think when I started creating the logo, the guy kept sending me logos, and I said, switch that 3, turn it backwards. Now switch to E, turning backwards to
the
a 3. And because originally it was turned the other way. And he was like, oh, I like that. And I said, because I want to be able to use that logo without the fuel connected to it. And he was like, man, he was making it and he was like, oh, this is nice. And I kind of created I was in space of fasting, you know, and I asked God to reveal to me what was next. And that literally came to me through my sister because I was looking for it. I was looking for the next thing.
It was just what we just said. I said, what is the end for you? And you told me what the end is for everybody else. And then we said, what is refuel? And she said, you refuel us. It's exactly what I was saying. Like, and it's exactly what you said throughout this entire interview. People can depend on you. You can do this for people. So maybe it is your job or your calling to be that refuel. And in this selfish era, hopefully you'll find whatever your fuel is. Because I think you deserve it. It sounds like from all this that we've heard, you deserved it. And maybe I should have asked this at the beginning, but now that we're wrapping up, I'm going to ask this at the end.
I got something to say about that, though.
Say it.
I don't, maybe not everybody, that's like looking at Mother Teresa's journey and telling Mother Teresa, what did you do for yourself? I don't think everybody was created to just always or be here just for themselves. Like some things and saving other lives and being on this mission is so refueling for me. And whether you understand it or anybody else don't understand it, I think I'm bold enough to say, like, I'm all right in my mission. Like, I'm comfortable. I'm great. I feel good about it. And that maybe I am doing what's right for me. Maybe I am. I don't know until God calls me home. But I love the mission I'm on. I'm enjoying it. And so I don't feel like I'm missing out. Drea's missing out on anything. So yeah, I think that is something that I do want to just share with you. Like, because you've said it a couple of times this interview, this in this podcast, and I'm like, but Triff, I'm not. I don't feel. This is just me though, right? This is like I don't feel like I'm. This makes me so happy. I've asked myself these questions too, like, what about me? You know, and I think I get that in other areas of my life, especially at home. You know, I am very well taken care of at home, so I definitely get that part. Like I am covered. You know, I got a hell of a woman that covers me. And I also got great friends that cover me. So I'm winning in a lot of areas of life. But I asked myself, and that's what made me ask, like, I wonder if Mother, like for real, like, I wonder if Mother, and I had to go back to my ancestors to like, I wonder if Mother Teresa used to sit back, lay in bed and be like,
but it's not like that. Look at it this way. You talk about vehicles. Just look at it this way.
Okay.
Whether gas or electric, a car is made to take you somewhere. You're not made to carry a car.
Correct.
But what does every car need in order to do what you need it to do? Doesn't matter, gas or electric, it has to be refueled at some point in order to keep doing its purpose.
Well, what if I am getting refueled?
That's cool. But it's just, you talked about the fuel that you provide for everyone else, but every time I was asking you about your fuel, it was like I don't know. I said, what was your goal? What did you ever want to be? I don't know. I'm an artist, but I don't know. And it's just wondering, when I asked what was the end for you, it was just like, yeah, the end for me is this person, that person, that person, that person.
Oh,
and
I also talked about my gyms.
You're a defensive little shit, aren't you?
I always talked about my gyms.
And then you pointing, you see this shit?
No,
you see what I got to do? Y'all see it.
I talked
Do you
about my
see it?
gyms.
Camera over here. Y'all see it.
I talked about my gyms. I talked about me traveling the world, that's for me.
Okay, cool. Let's do it like this. We're going to wrap it up on this note right here. I should have asked at the very beginning. I should have said this to start it off.
Okay.
But I'm glad I didn't. At the very beginning, usually I start off and say, well, who is this? Who are you? So to wrap us up.
Who are you?
Who's Coach? Who's Andrea Everline? Who are you? What? Take all this off. What do you do? Who are you? Who's the dog? Who's the who? Because you're a totally different person with a dog. You're a totally different person with a big ass bowl of fruit and all this in front of you. shout out to the vegans. We didn't even get to cover that. You swole ass vegan. Like, but
Just gotta work out.
who are you? Take us out of here with past, present, and future. Who the fuck is Andrea Everline?
Who am I? I think that is. Can I answer that right now?
There you. She's a runner. She's a track star.
But I don't. I think that I've always believed that. I mean, maybe I'm doing this all wrong, Trip. But I don't. I believe people tell you who, like, people. I'm just telling you, like, what I do and how I live my life. I try and I focus on being a woman of integrity. Now in my life,
there's no politically correct answer.
It's
Who
not, but
is Andrea?
I'm becoming every time, like every day I wake up. I think that I'm even learning new things about myself, like being completely transparent. Like I'm into a whole nother business that I didn't even know that I would be doing right now, right? So I don't even know how to answer that. Who am I? I'm a mother.
Here we go. We getting somewhere. There we go.
Here we go.
Oh shit, y'all! She finally opened up. Here we go.
There
It
we
took
go.
us like 2 hours in this interview to
There we go.
All
Okay.
right.
I'm a mother.
Okay.
I'm a sister.
There you go.
I'm a friend.
Okay.
I'm a God-fearing, soon to be, to whoever God has for me, which is my beautiful significant other that I have at home. I'm an amazing motivator.
Okay.
I am, I inspire to aspire, right? I am soon to be multi-billionaire. I am soon to be fitness owner, mogul. I can keep going.
Lover or fighter?
Both. I'm both.
Which one do you prefer to be?
A lover. I don't like fighting.
Okay. All right.
And in this day and age, I like it. I like the little flash, the quick questions. In this day and age, I don't even really like, especially with those that I love. Like, I don't even want to raise my voice. Like, I don't even want to get out of character with you. Like, even in my relationship, I think we ain't raising our voices at each other.
What's your favorite color?
I don't have a favorite color. I created a favorite color because my mother's color was red. I never had a favorite color. But people would say black got to be her favorite color because I always got black on.
Top or bottom?
Both.
Aggressive or assertive?
Both.
Man, I would say avoiding is what I would say. Listen.
Okay. Because I can be aggressive in business, but I lean towards assertive.
Feminine or masculine? Which do you prefer?
Feminine.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
It's funny because I watched I told you I'm a creep. I watched your Instagram and one day somebody would really think that you're really famous because somebody's always following you with a goddamn camera. But you was walking one day and you had masculine bottoms, feminine top, and you was doing this walk and you told us, if I ever get this walk down, you bitches is in trouble.
And I mean it. And I mean it. If I ever get this walk down, you bitches is in trouble. Yes. But no, I actually those are not, I don't buy nothing I have on most of the time, even my suits, they're all women's suits. They're all, because my body is curvy. And so if I wanted to look a little baggy or tomboyish, I just buy bigger and then I get it tailored or something. But even like my big shirts and stuff, like I might get out of the men's section, but most of my attire is women clothes. So when it's so funny when people say, you wear men clothes, I'm like, I don't. All my clothes they're women clothes because of the way I'm shaped. So, and I have big arms, right? I'm muscular. And so, but I have hips, I got thighs, stuff like that. So it's like, I can't put my butt in those straight leg pants. Like, I'm working with something. There ain't no way I can.
Working with a boss.
Ain't no way I can just, don't get me wrong, I can if I want to, but and then I also have friends that also help me with my, like, even if I thrift shop or whatever, we'll cut up some stuff and make it great, right? But yeah, I'm mostly in the women's section anyway, so. Really honestly, so when I opened my gym trip, I put my dreads back in because it's easier. But if it was up to me, my hair would be flowing, honey. Red lips, everything.
So the dreads had nothing to do with people taking you more serious in your profession?
Absolutely not. That's convenient.
I saw you before with the long hair. I told you I watched.
Yeah, this is
I
for
couldn't come to no
convenience.
trainer with no hair like that. I'd be like, that bitch don't even sweat. I ain't coming to that
I
shit.
still sweat, but
You sweat excessively. We see it.
It's disgusting. Yeah, but it's the dreads are really honestly, and now I've actually created a look with them. I had dreads before, cut them out. My sister continued to grow her dreads out, and then when I put my dreads back in, I was like, all right, this is my look, because I got my shaved sides. You know, she kind of inspired that too, Crystal. Because I was like,
shout out to Crystal, man. Crystal,
that's my
maybe
girl.
I need to get Crystal on the pod. Maybe she'll tell us who Andrea is, because it seems like Crystal seems to know. Shout out to you, Crystal.
Crystal gonna say hello. But
Crystal's on an NDA.
Crystal is and when I say inspired, I just saw how it was easy for her to move whenever she needed to move around. And I was like, man, I need something quick. And I'm up super early. I go to bed late, you know, so I was like, ain't no way I'm about to be trying to go get my hair done every Friday. And I love training. And I knew I was finna get in the grit. I was opening a new business in a gym at that. I gotta get in the pit with my dogs, you know, so I knew I was gonna be sweating for a couple years. And so now this is like my look,
right.
You know, this is my look. And I've adopted it as my look, and I love it. I love it. Yeah, I probably won't. I play with the idea of cutting them off. People like, don't you cut those dreads out again? I'm like, okay.
The last thing I'm gonna ask, and it's funny because I want everybody to check out the gym. I want everybody to check out Refuel. Refuel Southwest. Is that the full name, or is it just Refuel?
No, it's Refuel Southwest.
Okay, so I want y'all to check out Refuel Southwest, and for all my lesbians, toxic or not, go look at her Instagram because she be good. God, shout out to the doctors and the 12 years and the oil and gas and the dentists and the Lord Jesus. This is where it is. How do you make those people feel so? Because I watch and it seems like every woman is having a birthday party. You the only one of us, if I can even call you one of us or one of them or one of you.
In this
there.
case, I looked the word. Let's just use the word. This is the word I like using. Androgynous in the room. The more androgynous.
I can't even spell that. Y'all look that up. Meet me in the goddamn comments. We'll talk about what.
Got it.
How do you make everybody feel, even at home, with your toughness, with your love, with what you do in the gym, with your sexuality, with your fineness and flyness? How does Andrea make people feel secure with her? What would make a wife, a husband, clients, why would they pick you?
As far as a coach?
As far as anything.
Oh, anything. I'm you safe with me. I trained a guy yesterday. The first time of us even training together. We did a private session. He brought his videographer in, and he said, before he left, after we were done with the session, we talked an hour. And he walked out and he said, you are so easy to talk to. And I think that's that space that we talked about of needing in my time, in my journey. I think that's why I have no judging, nothing, eyes. If I can help, I can help. If I want to, but it's a safe space, and I want to be able to give you a safe space. I think that's why most people choose me. Like when whoever chooses me, but I don't always choose them. That makes sense,
right?
But I will always give. Like I've had, and I'm gonna share this quick story with you. When I opened the gym, I've had so much stuff going. I had a runaway kid just show up at my door. I'm like, what made you come down here? He was like, I don't know. You know,
just showed up.
And he kept coming. He was about 10 years old, 11 years old. And then I've had some people that found me on Instagram that wanted to afford to come to my gym, wasn't able to. Come to find out, I had another lady that she was mentally ill. Walking out one Saturday, locking up the door. And she said, she was crying. She had on she just left the psych ward. And she said, I just need to talk. And I go, oh, shit. And I remember that day I said, God, is this church? What you got me doing? You know? And she was sitting there, and I took a picture of her to remind me of my mission, of my journey, like all of it. And I called my homegirl, Alexis. I said, hey, bro, I need you to bring me some clothes, because she didn't stay too far. And I said, I need some sweatpants, I need a t-shirt, I got somebody here that need to take a shower. And but I always have that type of stuff going on around me. Even the homeless people that's around Bissonnette, like I've had some run-ins with, they had run-ins, and I've literally gotten up, went down there and like, yo, why do you shit in front of my door? And literally, she woke up, a young lady that didn't know me. She got up, she's talking outside her neck. The other lady goes, she was like, nah, she take care of us out here. Like, she always gonna look out for us out here. And that was a level of respect there, you know? Just because I treat you not like how you are. Like, I don't care about your situation. So choosing me is almost like you got always a friend in me. You always got a friend in me. And if I can help, I help. If I can't, then I can't, you know? But for the most part, I just try to be as gentle. And I'm a tough lover too, because that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
But even that is changing because I'm growing, you know? But I think people feel safe with me. I think that, and I've noticed that it's a lot of men feel very safe with me. I ain't talking about the Instagram trolls. They don't know me. I'm talking about people that get to feel my presence, because when you're around me, you know, like, I got you. And I think that's a safe place for me. If I'm around you, Trip, and I walk in your house and I know every time I'm here, you're going to make sure, if I know I ain't got no food, you make sure I eat. I'm like, man, Trip always looked out for me. You know what I'm saying? I know you got me. And so, especially in a space of need, especially when you need something. So I think that is what, and I have a lot of successful people around me. A lot of them.
Oh, you do. And some baddies too.
Yeah, I have a lot of amazing, great humans around me and successful people around me. And so you would think, what would they need from me? And some people just need a solid ass friend. They just need a solid ass friend. That's it. They need somebody that when they tell you they nasty as crazy as little fantasies, that I don't give a fuck. Like, do you?
Hey,
you know?
as long as it ain't over here, I'm good with what you want.
Yeah, and it's just a different perspective. It's not harming me. It is what it is. But I think my friends and my family members and all these people that surround me, that we all have great energy with each other. We balance each other really well. And you always see me with my same crew. Like, I'm always with my crew. There's people that trickle in, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, I keep my tribe tight. We protect each other. They know who I am. And they know I sometimes I echo it to them. Hey, we protect our tribe. Like, this is our village. Nobody can't just come in and do whatever they want to do, you know? So I live by that, because it's hard to find good people.
It is.
It's hard to find good people. And when you've been out in the world and you've seen people try you because you've been at your lowest moments, you know what I'm saying? And they try you, and you like, damn, like, I'm in my lowest moment, you doing this to me, you know? But it's a beautiful thing when you got people that they gonna try to do whatever they can to protect the village, you know? I got some great people in my circle. Got a lot of everybody. Sometimes people have tried to, oh, you can't trust her. She ain't never shown me that. Maybe she couldn't trust you, or he couldn't trust you. So you know, you get what you put out, you know? So I just like the transfer of energy around people that's around me. And I've always, like I told you at the beginning, I'm a rock with you for the energy. I ain't rocking with you because you're famous. I ain't rocking with you because you goofy, you know? Like, I'm not gonna do that. That's what we not gonna do. My core values and principles gotta stay, you know? Because I just remember what mattered the most when I needed people, you know? And I don't remember, I don't care how high I go. I remember some of the lowest people that was low and that was helping me. And I remember some people that was doing well that saw me struggling, that wouldn't even give me a fucking hand. You know what I'm saying? They talked about me. Because it was the time for them to let motherfuckers know, like, oh yeah, she ain't on her shit. But oh, motherfucker. And I got more.
Hey, they talked about Jesus too, and look at who he turned out to be, man.
Jesus was prepared though, man. That boy, he went in the wilderness, huh? That's why I try to stay sharp. That's why I try to stay sharp with the fasting. So to try to be more like God, you know?
More God-like.
Yeah.
And let it shine through you. It's crazy. We're wrapping this up, but you talk about the lowest part when I came in there, I was at one of the lowest parts. And I came in
At
that
my
gym. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
And I came in that gym and it was an experience.
Okay.
You talk about your circle being tight and people, and I said, what do people get? Whatever they get, they protect it well, because it is so hard to get in on one of your Saturday classes. If you're not teaching, there's going to be space there. But if you're in the building, motherfucker got to fall off to get a space to get into your class. It's an experience.
Wow.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you here. And I just appreciate you talking more of the outward experience. And I just hope that after this interview, people feel like they've gotten the opportunity to experience you as a person. Because, man, it's been amazing. The energy exchange, the stories, even if you skipped over them, even as we've gone through, we can feel all the things that you've been able to experience to get you here. And I just think more people need to have those type of experiences. And I never would have known you was low. I mean, look at you. You come in here golded out. You got your jewelry on and shit. If I never would have saw the Instagram story, if I never would have heard this story, there's a lot of people that have never been to your gym, but they're going to see this and they're going to be like, oh shit. Yeah. And it's going to make them want to see. If nothing else, not only are you safe, but people should choose you because it's going to be
experience.
A fucking experience.
I love
On that note, man, we have had Coach Andrea Everline in the pod, on the set. It's the One Successful Failure podcast, man. We got way more than what I even expected. Like, I wanted so much more, but that's not what God had for any of us. Yeah, man, I talk all that shit, but this is a God cast, if you can't tell. We do our thing, and it has been a experience. It's been a pleasure. It's the One Successful Failure podcast, man. And I'm going to leave y'all like this. If you want to know more, if you want to see more, if you want to see Coach, if you want to see that walk that I was talking about that she was doing, watch the twerk episode. Watch her reels. The shit is hilarious. Like, she get fined when she want to get fined. That was one of the things I said in the class, and she almost threw me off of that shit. But it's the One Successful Failure podcast. You know where you're at. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you didn't like. Tell us what more you want to know about this young lady. And you know where to tell us. Meet us in them goddamn comments, man. We're going to be there. I'm going to be there. Coach going to be there. Michael C going to be there in the background talking shit. But meet us in the goddamn comments. I'm going to be there. I promise.